Well, ain't this a massive story? Seriously, guys, if you have been avoiding any spoilers by not going on the internet or doing other things, but seriously, SmackDown, is it worth avoiding the spoilers? Who knows? Fact of the matter is, CM Punk, apparently, according to sources ranging from the Wrestling Observer newsletter to TMZ, left the WWE on Raw by telling Vince McMahon he's just taking his ball, going home, and probably won't be coming back. Now, of course, we haven't heard anything from CM Punk. We haven't heard anything from WWE. And honestly, people are saying, quite bluntly, that it's a work. And it looks like it. I mean, honestly, I would have thought WWE would have announced something by now. They would have said CM Punk left after frustration with Kane and Triple H and Stephanie McMahon backstage. That would have been more obvious if it was a work. And I'm not saying it is a legitimate thing. I'm still trying to figure it out myself. But honestly, when you look at everything, CM Punk's dissatisfaction with guys like Batista coming in and taking the spot that he works hard for all year, seeing guys like Daniel Bryan and him not get the position they need, being put in a story with Kane and Triple H when he really deserves something better, when he's burnt out with his overall work rate and mentions that his actual work in the ring is getting worse. Think about it. If you pull all that together, it sounds like Punk at this time is not happy with what he's doing. He wants to go and sharpen up, but of course, WrestleMania season, he wouldn't have been able to do that. So, to stand up for what he believes in, he went. And honestly, Punk is one of those people in the WWE who will stand up for what he believes in, and he, as a big name in the company, can and will do it. And I've been hearing through this story that he's one of the people in the company who will stand up and say what he likes and thinks, because it's just a prerogative. It's what Punk does. The fact of the matter is, just because I don't understand why other wrestlers don't. I mean, sure, the political nature in WWE means if you speak out, you then get pushed down the card, a la Dolph Ziggler. And things like that, maybe Punk just thought, why the hell should we just sit in silence and not highlight our problems? Why can't we? Why do we have to just sit back and take it? You know, I can understand from Punk's perspective why you would want to do this. I mean, hell, sure, Stone Cold Steve Austin walked 12 years ago because he didn't like what was happening with Brock Lesnar, saying he wanted a pay-per-view match against the Kid for better results. Now, the thing, of course, about this is that, of course, CM Punk has left during WrestleMania season, if he has left, that is. Honestly, Good Mike Work and others are saying it's a work because no one walks out on a WrestleMania paycheck. Really? Are you so sure? I'm just saying, if you're that disgruntled, if you're that burnt out, if you are that, twitchy about things, if you are really that upset, would you care about the money? I'm just saying, in anyone else's position, if you were upset with your job, if you were annoyed with how you were treated, and you weren't allowed to speak up about it to compromise power positions and whatever you were doing, I don't know what it could be, but it's something in a management position, for example, would you want to sit there and think, you know what, I'm just going to make the money? Because technically apparently more than what I've been hearing on these reports, a guy like CM Punk apparently has saved his money. He hasn't got any excesses, obviously, because he, of course, is straight edge. He loves this business and is willing to do what he can for it, but he understands when it is time to go. And honestly, being a CM Punk mark, upon hearing this news, I honestly wasn't feeling disgruntled. You know, because now, if this turns out to be legit, and I'm thinking, based on what I'm seeing it is, I'm about 60 to 70% sure this is legit, because I would have heard something in storyline from WWE. They would hyperbolize crap to hell and back, saying CM Punk left, he's not coming back, it's because Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and Kane have made him really, really pissed off. I would have heard about something. I would have heard about WWE spewing their propaganda machine about it. The fact that this took a guy talking to Meltzer to break it highlights something. It could have been kept under wraps and explained. Then again, are they going to do something like what happened with Rock and Austin the day after he left? No. Are we going to see what happened with Eric Bischoff telling everyone that he's fired him due to these things? No. I mean, honestly, I'm actually happy for CM Punk. I'm just thinking, okay, wrestler leaves, no problem. The same thing happens. I'm not one of those people who goes on to a wrestler and says, oh my god, why are you leaving? This is awful. Honestly, why would you want to get pissed at somebody? I mean, sure, I find it slightly hypocritical that Batista came back 4 years after saying he hated PG. Then again, Punk never said he's hating PG. He's just saying, I'm not getting anywhere, and I'm being bumped for these big stars who don't work as much as I do, and work as much as everyone else does. And honestly, I can agree with him entirely, because if you look at what Mick Foley was pissed off about, it fits. WWE is doing things that are making people pissed in the company, and one, you have Foley quit as an ambassador, you then see CM Punk take his ball and walk. I think it would take a lot for a guy like CM Punk to leave, even though he's always on his own terms with a lot of things. And to see this happen, I'm happy for him. Honestly, I'm not disappointed, even though I'm going to miss him at WrestleMania if this turns out to be a legitimate thing. I'm not cancelling out that idea yet. The fact of the matter is, I don't care, honestly. I really don't, because these guys make their own decisions. If he wants to leave, he leaves. I am not fussed. People saying, oh, I'm never going to watch WWE again because the one thing that kept me going is gone. If you're saying that, you're an idiot. Really. I'm going to watch WWE because I enjoy it. Wrestlers come and go. I do not care. I don't care if my number one of the current era and of all time in CM Punk has gone. I don't mind, because it means I can start investing in other people. In fact, to be honest with you, when Punk started going on that role with Heyman in the last year, while I was okayishly interested, I did lose interest in Punk. And I found it really difficult to get into what he was doing. Honestly, guys, the fact of the matter is, whatever CM Punk's decision has been made with, I can understand it fully and I will support it. Honestly, I will hear more details on this as I can. I've waited most of the hours of the day, going out into town, getting some things, coming back, sleeping, and then waking up to see if there's any more stuff happen. And honestly, I don't know if anything else will break after this video gets uploaded. But honestly, if anything more does happen, I will alert you guys to it. Because, I would have done this earlier, but I didn't want to jump on the bandwagon without hearing more. The fact that other big companies and media companies have taken this on as legitimate and WWE hasn't said a word about it, it highlights one important thing. It looks legitimate, but we cannot be sure. So at the moment, it's up in the air. But at the moment, I'm taking my word for what's being said. CM Punk has left. He probably isn't coming back. If he does come back, then I can tip my hat and saying, wow, you've definitely worked us over. But I'm not going insane like everyone else. I'm not going insane and saying, oh, this is awful, what the hell, ugh. I'm not doing that. Because I'll find someone else to get invested in on the company roster and then add him to my list. So, what of it? CM Punk, you do what's right for you. If you are disgruntled and you aren't getting what you want and you want to leave, that's fine by me. Every other wrestler does the same for different reasons, but you're doing it for a reason that we can all relate to, so in a way, it makes it slightly better for you. Honestly, CM Punk leaving could be a blessing in disguise though, because other people could then rise up to fill spots. Apparently now they've had to change, and it was due to changing Raw and not having him in it that made him leave. Vince McMahon rewriting Raw countlessly and making sure that Punk didn't get a position. Maybe that made him leave. But now, Daniel Bryan's in the position to face Triple H, and that is a match we pretty much would like to see. So, yeah. Think about it, folks. We could have something better. Sure, we are missing a CM Punk match at WrestleMania, but I'm not too fussed. I really am not. People should just get their heads out of their asses. CM Punk leaving WWE does not mean it's a death knell. Sure, it's a blow, but it's not bad. And guys, CM Punk leaving, again, I bet you're thinking I'd be more pissed off. How are you feeling about this? Do you think this is a shoot, legitimate thing, or is it a work? Is it an angle that is going to completely sort of reveal on us in the coming weeks? Are they going to do that? Guys, if you want to put your opinions out there, leave a comment down below. If you've got if you got your opinions in video form, all you need to do is send me the link to your video. I want to see what you guys think. It's interesting who opinions out there, and I want to see what you guys have got. Honestly, guys, I will give you more on this story if more comes out tomorrow or anything comes out later. I'll give you my views on Twitter. If you go to @CreamCrazy, you can get all the stuff through there. Honestly, at the moment, I'm thinking it's 70% legit. Punk has left the WWE proper, but honestly, we can never be sure. My opinion stands. Punk, if you have left the WWE, thanks for your years of service and enjoy your rest of what you're doing. And honestly, standing up for the little man in this company when a lot of people are afraid to, fan-bloody-tastic. Punk, Hope everything goes well for you. Guys, I've been Cream Crazy, you've been people listening. This has been the In the News breaking story that CM Punk has left the WWE as of Monday night. And I will bring in more details when I can. Cheers, guys!